One lap and we'll go back to green. 18 cars on the lead lap. Jeremy Mayfield was up front, but look on this pit stop. He comes out of the pits in 8th place, and the crew very disheartened over that stop.
Yeah, they knew it. They knew it was not a real good pit stop.
Dick Berggren.
Well, Robert Yates owns both Kenny Irwin's car and Dale Jarrett's car that were involved in that incident. What did it look like to you? You've been watching the replays.
Well, I've seen one replay, and you know, I don't just have to wait and see what really happened. I didn't see it close enough to comment on it.
Okay, no comment from Robert Yates. Very diplomatic car owner at the moment.
On the replay from Kenny Irwin's car, you could hear the engine decelerate down the back straightaway as he tried to give Dale Jarrett room to get in line. That was what Irwin told his crew chief over the radio. I tried to give him room to get in. Let's see what Bill Elliott saw through all this. Elliott now the 17th place car. Look to the left side of the screen right there. Did they touch? We're back under green. 12 cars involved in that accident. Only one, Ward Burton, has come in and out of the pits. Cars on the lead lap, led by Mike Skinner in the Chevrolet. Rusty Wallace in second. Dale Earnhardt, Skinner's teammate, is in 3rd place, trying to get up and draft with his Richard Childress stablemate.
And Michael Waltrip in 4th place, having a great run here today in the car number 7, the white and blue car.
Then it's Chip Gordon in 5th. Ernie Irvin 6th. Kenny Irwin. Here's Irwin on the inside, 7th. Michael Waltrip to the high side in number 7. To go.
Boy, Gordon made a great move down the inside. Dale Earnhardt going into turn 1 and able to make that pass. I didn't know if he was going to make it or not.
You know, I really believe right now that Jeff Gordon may have the fastest car on the Speedway, and Earnhardt knows that his car is not quite as quick. And like you get, once you move like that, you have to build momentum back up again, and you see how far back Dale Earnhardt has dropped.
A while ago, Earnhardt restarted 16th and climbed his way quickly to 6th. Now, Dick Berggren, they had an ignition problem they diagnosed earlier. And then what happened to repair it, and what was the effect on Earnhardt's speed?
Well, they just changed ignition boxes, which is something the driver can do right in the car. He flips a couple of switches and he's onto a backup ignition system. And what happened is Earnhardt had lost 200 RPM. The engine had simply slowed down, and that, of course, slows the race car down as well, since they run wide open all the way around. He said his problems today for sure, a bad pit stop, ignition problem, but don't count Dale Earnhardt out. This is Daytona after all.
Some heavy racing back there in the pack. 3 wide. As we've seen it several times, that's Wally Dallenbach in the red car down on the inside, Ricky Rudd in the middle, Dave Marcus up there on the outside.
That's Kevin LePage in the 16 there. He's right in the, these cars are painted so much alike, it looks like Ricky Rudd.
You're right. 16 cars, Kevin LePage, who's having a good run here today.
You know, Ned, both LePage and Dallenbach we haven't talked about much today, but that dark red number 25 of Dallenbach and that Dayglow machine, number 16 of LePage, are right up in this lead pack, 11th and 12th place.
Yeah, Ricky Rudd, as I said, he's behind the wall. He's out of the race right now in his Ford.
Drivers involved in that crash out of the race: Dale Jarrett, Jeffrey Bodine, Terry Labonte. Mark Martin's car still being worked on pit road. Joe Nemechek's out. Stephen Park, Sterling Marlin, Jeff Burton, Rich Bickle, Elliott Sadler, and repairs being made to Ricky Rudd's car. 12 cars in all involved at lap 135.
Mike Skinner first, Rusty Wallace second. 1984, Mike Skinner was on Rusty Wallace's pit crew. He was a tire changer, and he remembers thinking every time Rusty came on pit road, I should be in that seat. He got ready to quit. Darrell Bryant, the crew chief, then said, what would it take to have you stay with us, Mike Skinner? He said, Rusty's seat. He's got his own seat today, and it's got a pretty good view right now. First place, Skinner over Wallace. Mike Joy.
That's a great story, Ken. Mike Skinner came down here and for a while, I think even swept the floors over at Richard Petty's shop, trying to make the move from California short tracks into Winston Cup racing.
You know, when Skinner went with Childress to run the truck division, everybody said, I don't understand that. Richard Childress saw something in this guy that he thought he would be a winner, and he was a champion in that division, and that speaks highly of the truck races also, because right now he's leading the biggest race in all of Winston Cup.
Richard Childress had once loaned Mike Skinner an engine for a race, kept an eye on him, and he said, I saw what I liked and never forgot that. Ralph Shaheen.
Mike, this piece here in my hand is what is going to make the difference in this race here today. These are the jets. The one who guessed right on the jet is the one who's going to get the best fuel mileage today. Remember that weather changed dramatically here this morning, and you had to adjust these jets. These cars will average about 6 miles to the gallon. The right jet gets you the most fuel. That gets you to victory lane. I just talked to Kevin Hamlin, crew chief for Dale Earnhardt, Jeremy Mayfield's crew chief Paul Andrews, and Rusty Wallace's crew chief Robin Pemberton. Right now, they're all very much up in the air as to how much fuel they're going to have left as this race winds down.
Mike, when they talk about jets, let's explain what that is. That's where the fuel goes down into the carburetor. The bigger the jet, the more fuel goes down through it. The smaller the jet, less fuel. The problem with leaning them out too much and making that jet too small, it'll burn a hole in the top of the piston. So it's highly a balance act to get these cars to get good mileage.
52 laps to go. Bill Stevens.
With Sterling Marlin, took a pretty good lick. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. The Coors Light shifting's not too good, but it looked like 28 popped 88, turned him around, and just he was right there on him, wouldn't know where to go, and we piled everybody up. But they did give us a little more plate or something. I mean, you just get all bunched up, it's nowhere to go, and need some more power.
Two-time winner, won't make it number 3 this year.
That restrictor plate sits beneath the carburetor on top of the intake manifold. As we said earlier this week, it takes the volume of air the size of a grapefruit trying to flow through that engine and restricts it down to 4 holes, each the size of a grape. The engine can't get enough air for the drivers to have enough power to pull out and pass. Dick Berggren.
Mark Martin is getting ready to finally leave his pit area after an extended stay. This poor guy's got no luck here. He's dropped out of this race with a crash, engine failure, overheating. He's run out of gas. Last year it was a ring and pinion, and here he goes again with another crash problem. Tough luck for Mark Martin today. He had a great car.
NASCAR said at the drivers' meeting they'll have one chance to get broken, repaired cars back up to an acceptable speed on the racetrack. Then they would have to go to the garage. 50 laps to go at Daytona.
This CBS Sports Race Summary is sponsored by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car.
Three-quarters of the way through the 41st running of the Daytona 500, and 7 leaders, 12 lead changes in all. The average speed now dropped to just over 160 miles an hour. We've had 3 caution flags, and 12 cars are now out of the race, and including on that last incident, Burton, Park, Terry Labonte will not return today. Mike Joy.
Thanks, Greg. There is still quite a battle for the lead in this race. 20 cars are still running on the lead lap, and another 16 cars are running laps down. Lead change. Rusty Wallace now at the front with Dale Earnhardt. Here's how he overhauled Mike Skinner.
Looks to the inside, going down into turn 3. Has help from Earnhardt as they motor by. Teammates don't mean much right now. They're trying to make moves here. Here comes Gordon.
And that's how they run right now. Now Kenny Irwin is the driver up on the high side in the Ford.
And Kenny Irwin in a lot of trouble right now. He's hung out there by himself. As you can see, the faster line on the bottom. Here comes Skinner by him. There'll be about 5 or 6 cars get by him before he can get back in line.
Rusty Wallace back to the front. He's led more laps in this Daytona 500 than in all the 16 he's run before. Dale Jarrett, 2-time winner of this race, in the garage with Bill Stevens.
Dale Jarrett, obviously an unhappy way to end the day.
Not what we had planned for sure, but had a good race car. It's just unfortunate, you know, but get cars bunched up like that, and things are going to happen. You know, I had to check up a little bit over in 2, and the guys went to the inside of me, and I just tried to hold my line, but it got tapped a little bit getting into 3, and you know, a lot of things are going to happen when that starts.
You know that the 28 was right up on you at that point.
I wasn't sure who was there. You know, I knew that there were cars there, and I just tried to give them room. You know, till you get down there, everybody's got to get back in line, and you run in on the apron. But you know, things are going to happen, and you know, it's just the way it goes some days.
That's a very gracious Dale Jarrett. He's learned a lot from his mom and dad.
You don't think okay. I thought you were going to say mom and leave dad off.
Nope.
No, I'm proud of the way that he handles things. Has to be very disappointed because, you know, like many of these drivers came here with thoughts of winning the Daytona 500. But there's a lot of guys here going at it still.
And now Dale Earnhardt through the block on Jeff Gordon right there. He wants to stay right behind Rusty Wallace.
Yeah, you got it. A Ford against 3 Chevrolets right now, and you can see Jeff Gordon getting in the rumble on the inside there.
Here comes Gordon down to the inside into the tri-oval. He takes second from Earnhardt. Skinner is going to repay the favor his teammate put on him 2 laps ago. Pass by Earnhardt. Now come up and draft with him.
Now that's the lap car there, the 30 there, Derek Cope. He's right in the middle of this thing, though.
Well, he'd like to get up there and get in front of the leader, Rusty Wallace, and then have a caution come out, and he'd get back in the thick of this thing. He's currently running in the 21st position, 1 lap down.
Ooh, was that a bump in the back straightaway between Cope and the car on the outside, Dale Earnhardt?
Or either the 31 car. I'm not sure which one he touched, Mike, but it looked like they got awfully close together.
I think we're about to see the second part of this. These guys are racing right now and trying to get that great track position. You see some of Rusty's crew there looking this on, checking every lap.
Well, this race could come down to the final pit stop. And every second you gain in the pits, that's 300 feet out on the racetrack. Now, Bill Elliott, Kyle Petty, Rick Maston, Robert Presley, all pitted at lap 141 under yellow. They may not have to stop again. Here's another look. Yep,
it was Skinner. Skinner gets sideways. You see just behind him there, Dale Earnhardt. Watch them as they start down through here. Right there, they come together.
And here goes Gordon trying to move around. Once again, or is Skinner trying to pass him on the outside?
Mike Skinner trying to come back on the outside with Kenny Irwin waving. You saw Skinner on the outside waving to Irwin.
Come on, help me. Push. Let's pedal hard.
And Rusty's looking in the mirror. Hey, y'all just keep it up.
Oh, yeah, he's loving that. And they're right back there running side by side. It just sets him free out front. He can't pull away from them, but at least he's running in good, clean, free air. And
Kenny Irwin has a tremendously fast car. He dropped back to about 9th. He fought his way back up there. Look at him look to the outside here, down the back straightaway.
Almost, yes they are, 3 abreast. Kenny Irwin way up the racetrack, and Skinner right in the middle. Let's go back to the garage, Bill Stevens.
With Joe Nemechek, first half of the race, no problems, then bombs away.
Yeah, it was pretty clean the first half, but you know, when they have those restarts, everybody gets kind of anxious and everybody's battling for that spot, and I don't know, someone got turned sideways. It's a shame for you know, this whole Bell South Lucent technology Chevy. Guys worked real hard, had our best qualifying run ever here at Daytona for the 500, and end up tore up in the garage again, but I'm all right.
Front row Joe still happy. To Ralph.
Ray Evernham, the crew chief for Jeff Gordon. Ray, are you in a good position now? You're right where you need to be?
Well, not really. It's like to be out front, but the car's just a little bit off. Rusty's got an awful fast car, so we're going to need some help if we're going to get out front.
What do you think you'll get that from? Anybody in particular you run better with?
It doesn't seem like we've got any so far today, so I don't know where it's going to come from. It's going to have to wait till everybody gets greedy at the end and hope the cards fall where they may.
How about fuel? You okay there?
Yeah, we should just make it. We should make it by 0.6 of a lap.
Three wide racing continues here in the Daytona 500. Winding down, 39 laps to go. Rusty Wallace trying to win his first 500. Continues to lead. 1997 race champion Jeff Gordon.